Hey sunshine, welcome to my channel. This is Capari and I'm super grateful to have you here. I hope that you're having an amazing day and that my reading can uplift your spirit even more. Just know that you're always loved and protected by your spiritual team any day, anytime. Alright, my loves. So today we're going to dive deep into what does this connection mean. So you can think of any connection you sort of have in mind, preferably someone that you already know or at least encounter with, so that you can recognize your energy and their energy. So we're going to start off with animal spirit cards, identifying your person's energy, your energy. We're going to do this in a person A, person B style. So whichever you find yourself resonating with the most, you can go with that. And then we're going to dive deep into the energies shift as person A, person B coming in together when they meet together. And then in the tarot portion, we're going to find out the meaning and also the lessons to learn for both person A and person B. And in the final portion, we're going to dive into what do we need to surrender to the universe for our highest good, for this connection to progress, or whichever way this connection leads to. Alright, so first of all, we're going to get you familiarized with the cards that we have. This is going to be pile number 1 with the dark. This is going to be pile number 2 with the twin. This is pile number 3 with the sweet. Alright, lovely energies today. Now please take your time to tap into your intuition, whichever pile you resonate with or draws your attention. Go with your gut instinct. You can find the timestamps in the comment box down below and also in the description box. So without further ado, I shall see you guys in your reading. Hey pile 1, if you've chosen this card, the dark, this is going to be your reading, okay? We shall dive right into person A and person B's energy, and hopefully we'll get more information in regards to this connection that's on your mind. So this connection can also be any sort of new connection that's just coming into your life. So think of it as even the people that you don't necessarily know too much of, you can sort of see how where your energy sits and where their energy sits. Okay, so for person A, we have the beaver. Person B, we have the fire ant. Okay. And then we're going to get some oracle cards to see the dynamics of the energy. That's a lot of cards. Wow, okay. That's an interesting one. So we have 3 cards for person A's initial energy. We have drama, inheritance, and bluff. Okay, let me find out how do we do this. Because I wasn't expecting 3 cards to start with. And I'm gonna get wolf family, a wolf spirit for the family card. Okay, open this card. And then we have the empowerment and well-being. Actually, I might have to cover some of this card. And then we're going to do final card in the middle to represent this connection. Okay, so this one flipped over. We have the inner earth. Okay, wonderful. Now, so for person A with the beaver, first of all, they're of an earth element. They're very hardworking, but also initially I feel like there has been a lot of things that person A has to go through. Initially I feel like they have some sort of family drama with the inheritance and drama card. And the fact that we have a family with the wolf spirit here as well. I do feel like family A has a lot on their plate when it comes to their family responsibility. Maybe they have to take care of some younger members of their family group, and they may also have to take care of or spend a lot of their time and energy into like providing for the family. And I feel like this person, even when they were younger, they were the sort of like the older brother or older sister, the older sibling that sort of has to take care of everything. They have to go to school while they have to do a lot of housework and help their parents out. And I feel like they had to learn to toughen up as a youngster for their family. And that has really shaped their personality when they come into adulthood, when they come into maturing, when they come into this connection with person B. So we see that person A has gone through a lot when it comes to their earlier lives with their family. Sometimes I feel like they even need to starve themselves in order to provide their family, in order for just the younger ones to like survive, or maybe they have to work extra hard, they have to work extra hours in order to support for their family. And slowly getting out of this energy, it's sort of hard for them because they're always putting up the forefront that they're in a very good place, you know, in front of their friends, in front of their co-workers, or even in front of their family. They put up this forefront as in, oh, I actually am in a very good place. I don't mind taking care of the family, but deep inside them, I feel like they are very exhausted and very tired of doing this job or doing things full time and never have the time for themselves to nourish. So I see them having to challenge themselves quite a lot and having to grow out of that energy into maturing and empowering themselves. We see them slowly starting to take care of themselves, take care of their well-being now. Now that the kids are growing, you know, they are not as young, or they may not be as vulnerable. They don't have to take on so much responsibility. They don't have to take on all the burdens of the family. I feel like they can finally enjoy their time with their family, and everything's all in equilibrium, or like on an equal balanced level. So now when they come closer to this connection or closer to this union with person B, they are slowly starting to learn to take care of themselves that they never had the time to. They are slowly trying to nourish their body, slowly eating the right things, having the right diet, and taking care of their physical body and also their mental body, because if they're constantly running on their adrenals, previously I see them being very exhausted, and that they wouldn't have so much energy left over to be able for them to socialize, or for them to get out of their family circle and be able to meet new people. So I see them having a little bit more time now that they have less responsibility with their family. I see them slowly having that time, having that really genuine quality time with themselves, and also being able to step out and socialize, with their coworkers, and going to classes and doing hobbies they genuinely enjoy, And that really helps empowering them, and really helps to center themselves and ground themselves. I see them being very interested in plants or in nature as well. They could be very into health now. They could be like very into herbalism. They could be very into nutritionist or bodybuilding, or helping others to nourish themselves, and also as a motivator. I see them empowering not only themselves, but they're also empowering the friends and the people around them, because they have so much light within them. We see this figure. She's literally emanating such beautiful light within her. I'm not sure if that's a full moon or that's just her inner light, but definitely there is so much light to this person A, and they don't mind to share it with their world, because they always love to provide for their young ones. They also always love to provide for others, and seeing others grow and nourish really helps to gratify them, and really helps to make them happy. So yeah, I see this person A as a very family-oriented person. They really love their family. They really love so much of the connection with their family. So I see when they come into connection with person B, they could treat them as a family member, or person B could literally be a family, if you're asking about a family member here. Yeah, I think that's really special. Now let's move on to person B, and we're going to get the idea of what person B is dealing with as opposed to person A. Alright, Spirit, tell me about person. Let's see if there's another card for person B. There is, okay. There's speculation, there's exaltation. Wow. There's a lot of joy on person B's side. Anything else, please? Yeah, happiness again. There's a lot of wonderful energy. And then we have water spirit manifesting dreams. And that's beautiful order here. Okay. I don't really want to cover up the numbers, because I do feel like the numbers could be quite significant. So 4 plus 6 is number 10. We have number 6, number 7. It's almost like person B is seeing person A as their dream. Or person B thinks person A means the world to them. That they're really happy when they're in the presence of person A. Yeah. Oh my god, we've got beauty and blessings. I see person B really look up to person A, even if they don't show it. But I don't know. I feel like person A deep down knows what person B is feeling towards them because of just how fiery they are and how passionate they are when it comes to... Okay. Yeah, I'm not going to make everything fit. I'm not going to make everything fit, am I? There we go. Okay, but I feel like person B really admires person A, whether person A knows about it or not, because there's so much joy here, and person B sees person A as their blessing, as someone that really fulfills them because of person A's like groundedness, their maturity. I feel like person A really ignites their wildest dreams. Almost like person B's been dreaming about this certain person. Yeah, this could definitely be a romantic connection, you guys. But I do feel like it's not just about the outside. It's not just about the beauty, obviously, because I feel like person B admires person A's perspective of treating family as the most important part and prioritizing their family. And that's a wonderful trait when it comes to person B. And they feel like when they are together, maybe they may have been hanging out together, and person B really admires that part of them and really loves hanging out with them, really loves hearing the stories about their family, about how they treated them, about where they come from. And again, we have in the middle part, this is inner earth, so a lot of groundedness. And this talks about the foundation again, security. You can't build anything when there's no foundation, right? So I see this connection as a very grounded, very stable, slow moving, but solid connection. Because both parties are willing to put in the work. Both parties are willing to take things slow and not rush things. Person A is contributing their practical side of things with providing for their family, and person B is simply enjoying that moment. Person B is bringing in all the happiness, all the joy, the blessings, their nourishments, their emotions, and the emotional support here. And I see this as a very beautiful union here, a very beautiful connection for both person A and person B, coming from different perspectives. They learn of each other. There's so much joy and happiness in here. And that they're also motivating each other. It's not like who does the most in a connection or who provides more to the other person. This is a connection about supporting each other. This is about making the other person their priority, to really help nourish them, to really fully support them. This is a very selfless, a very loving connection here, my Power One. I really love this for you. And I feel like this relationship or this connection can go a long way with the foundation that you're laying, with how grounded both of you are. Because none of you are the type where you are overly sensitive, overly emotional, or none of you are insecure. Not that I can see from here. I see both of you, or this person A and person B, they're both very mature. They know how to take care of themselves. They know how to take care of their emotions. And they communicate pretty well here. And because of that, I feel like this is a very harmonious connection. I do feel like there's a lot of harmonious connection here. You guys are really enjoying the moment. Like when you guys are together, I feel like the world just fades away. It gives me the feeling that when you guys are spending time together, the world doesn't matter. You guys feel very secure in each other's energy field. Okay, that's really lovely, my Power One. Let us move into the tarot. We're going to get into the meaning and lessons to learn for both person A and person B. So we're going to leave person A and person B here. They're not going. We're just going to tap into the tarot. So Spirit can tell us what lessons to learn for person A. What is the meaning of this connection for person A? What are they meant to learn from this connection, Spirit? For person A, please. What are they meant to learn from this connection? Okay. We have the Wheel of Fortune, reverse. Stuck in old karmic cycles, resistance to change. We have the Page of Wands, reverse. There's a little bit of impatient energy from person's A side that they have to learn. We have the Page of Cups. We have the Eight of Wands. So definitely there's a little bit of stagnation here from person B's side. Oh, I actually want to leave the middle card that represents the overall energy for you guys. Yeah, because I think that's beautiful. Okay. And then we're going to tap into person B's meaning and lessons to learn for person B. So by now, my Power One, hopefully you know which person you are being represented here and which one is your person. So you know what lessons are meant for you to learn and what lessons are meant for your person to learn. Can you tell me about person B's meaning of this connection and the lessons to learn, Spirit? Eight of Wands again. This time it's upright. Six of Wands and Five of Cups reverse. Actually, I think that's enough. Okay, so for person A here, Beaver, I feel like they have to learn to take things slow. Let me see. Okay, hang on a minute. I feel like they have to accept that the divine timing isn't always ready for them. Like, if they're very eager to get out of a rut, or I feel like in this connection, they're very eager to sort of move to the next level, or sort of move a little bit faster. They're probably a little bit sick of being stuck down here, or stuck in the same cycle. Yeah, because as we have mentioned before, they had to provide for their family when they were younger, and then now into this relationship, I feel like they get the sense of, oh, I'm doing the same old thing again. I'm like the provider of the family, and I'm just like, you know, that groundhog that always works really hard, that really puts in the work. And I feel like there's this sense of exhaustion within them as well, that sometimes maybe they get, it's not like they don't love the people or their family, but it's just, you know, when you're doing the things the same old way again and again, you feel like you're sort of stuck in the same cycle all over again. You feel like things aren't really moving in your life. It's just like, oh, I'm doing the same thing. This time is with a different person. You know, this time is with person B. And I feel like it's very important for person A to learn that they are allowed to communicate. They are allowed to show their emotions. And that if something feels stuck in the rut, if something feels very stagnant, because I feel like they have lost their sense of enthusiasm, or their passion, their lust for life. Yes, I feel like because of the things that they have been doing, maybe the career they're in isn't what they wanted to do, but then they're just in for the money. So I feel like person A's lesson in this connection for them to learn is to really start questioning, am I in this job for money, or am I in this job because I genuinely love it? Because if they're not genuinely loving what they're doing, I feel like even though they're in a very satisfying relationship, it won't make them like 100% fulfilled. There's still some parts of their life that's lacking. And I feel like they should be able to speak up for themselves. They should be able to, you know, communicate with the other person, with person B. And perhaps person B can also help them to figure out maybe there is another path for them in order to have that financial stability. They don't have to do the same old things again. You know, when they had to provide for their family, they don't have to do the exact same thing for all those years. They might have been bored by it. They might have been exhausted. And I feel like, yeah, it's time for them to reinvent their life in terms of their career, in terms of their passion. Now they get a little bit more free time. I feel like that's their cue to really dive deep into themselves, to question what they really want to do, what they really want to achieve, and where their passion really lies. You want to explore yourself, you want to be able to tap into that passionate side and ignite the flame within you in order for you to be 100% satisfied and 100% fulfilled in this relationship. That's very interesting. Okay, so for person B here, we're going to look at what they learn from this connection, what person B is learning. What is the meaning of it? Okay. I see person B as quite fearless, because with all the fire energy, person B is definitely super fearless. And I feel like maybe they have been disappointed before. And I feel like they're not afraid to shine. They're not afraid to ignite themselves. And perhaps this is what makes them magnetic and attractive for person A, because of their inner fire. And I feel like that's exactly what person A needed, like to reignite the fire. And I feel like person B in this connection act as a role model for person A to follow their dreams. What do you want to do? And really not afraid of all the arrows being shot around you, and just soar above the sky. And really ignore all those negative gossips and, the narcissist around you, because you set your mind to your goal. You want to be successful. And I feel like person B might not be as financially successful than person A, because person A, I feel like they've been working all their life. So maybe person B isn't in such a good sort of material place, but their mental space is very deep. I feel like their emotions, they have very strong intuition, and they have very strong passion for their goals and dreams. And when they've set their mind to do certain things, person B is very determined to make it happen, make it reality. So I feel like person B here acts as a very good role model. And also, now is the time for person B to shine, to really spread their wings, to really show their feathers, show person A, and also show the world who you inherently are. Because I feel like person B has so much to give within them. It's like the community. It's like they're this fire, and they're attracting everything. It's almost like a religion, right? When you think about a religion, and everyone just follows it. So I feel like person B might start something that is really inspiring to the whole world, and people will start following them. Wow, that's really, really amazing. If you're person B, or if your person is person B, that's also very amazing. Yeah. And I feel like the future of you guys is certainly very bright. And I feel like you guys coming together in this connection has a lot to offer this world, of the strength, of the security, of the light within you guys. that you have so much to offer, that you're not afraid. You know, person B is definitely not afraid. And I feel like it comes from a place of acceptance. They've accepted their flaws. They understand that no human is perfect. In this world, we're all humans, so no one is perfect here. They accept that. And they don't allow anyone to tell them otherwise, right? And I feel like person B definitely has a very strong mental capacity, mental mindset. And whatever they're doing, I feel like they're going to be very successful. I think it's just a matter of, you know, taking their time to work things out and be that inspiration and be that beacon of light for others to follow. So that's so amazing, you guys. We're going to jump to the final part of this video, this reading. And we're going to get some surrender cards. So what final message do you have for we're going to do this for our pile 1. What do pile 1 have to learn to surrender, please, Spirit? What does pile 1 have to learn to surrender? Okay, wow, 3 cards. Surrender stubbornness. If you're tensing up or taking a rigid stance about something, gently observe yourself and become more yielding. This will help you communicate more lovingly with others and yourself. Yeah, try not to be so tensed up, my pile 1. It is okay to open up yourself. It is okay to, show your emotions, just like this card here. Show your emotions. Surrender unhealthy relationships. Let go of relationships that don't serve you, including unavailable or toxic people. You deserve to be treasured by others and be surrounded by positive people. That is so true, pile number 1. I don't think this talks about this connection here with you. I feel like it talks about other people around you who might have taken advantage of your kindness that you might have to learn to let go and surrender. Okay, and then the last card here, surrender your addictions. Whether you're addicted to substances, food, people, sex, or overworking, take action to begin to heal the addiction and replace it with healthier alternatives. Yeah, whether you're addicted with food or things like that, shopping, I feel like it is time to look into it. What causes the addiction? And try to replace it with something else. And try to learn to nourish yourself and treasure yourself. Because we're here to provide light for others, and I feel like you're here for this divine purpose. For some of you, if you're a person B, I do feel like you have so much light to give in this world. And if you're a person A, obviously your partner has so much light to give to this world, or your connection. So yeah, definitely look into it, okay? And surrender what doesn't serve you and let them fall away. The universe is always here to guide you, okay? That's wonderful. Thank you so much for being here, Pile 1. And I hope you've enjoyed your reading. Your likes and subscribes mean the world to me. And I'm sending you tons of love and light. Keep rocking the world like a champ, guys, and I believe in you. Until next time, bye! Hey there, Power 2. If you've chosen this card, the Twin, it's going to be your reading. All about your connection. So we're going to look at person A and person B style. And after we lay out the cards and talk about their energy, hopefully you'll be able to get an idea of where do you sit. You could be person A, you could be person B, or in fact, you could be having mirrored energies in both piles, which is completely okay. It just means that the person you're thinking of has the same or similar mirrored energy as you are. So let's get some energies for pile number 2's person A. We have this one. Lovely. For pile number 2's person B, of this connection that they're thinking of, we have the muff. Okay. And now we're going to get some oracle. So for person A, we've got the Convention. Anything else for person A? Venus in Capricorn. Anything else for person A? Person A's energy, spirit. Mars in Leo, egotism. So for person B's energy, how to person B's perspective or energy. Okay, why are you doing this? I want to start one more card. There we go. We have the Moon in Pisces and Venus in Cancer. Empathy and birth. Interesting. And we're going to get into the energies shift as they come into contact or as this connection progresses. So pile number 2's person A. This is going to be so hard. Person A for pile number 2, the Swan. Animals. And for person B, we have confidence. See a lot of wings here. Oh, ego, spirit, freedom. For person B, spirit. Person B, spirit. Okay. Else, playfulness. And then the last card as they come into union. Or when this connection happens. This one flipped over. Crystal skull, wisdom, clarity, divine healing, high vibrational energy. Right. Yeah, I see this connection pretty transformative for both person A and person B. I feel like person A was probably born in a very nice family, or at least in quite a nice place. We have convention here. I see them owning the land, owning the property, so they're definitely pretty well off, or at least person A's family is quite well off and they sort of live comfortably. So there's not much worries when it comes to the material side of things when it comes to person A, right? And because of owning so much and not having to worry about anything, I see person A have a little bit of ego issues in terms of, you know, having an inflated ego, or sort of thinking that they are better than others, thinking that they deserve more than others, they inherently deserve more than others. And they sort of has a sense of like looking down on people as, I want to say as animals, it's too harsh. They look down on people as in they're not worthy of their time. They're probably just, you know, disposable. And it's not because of person A's fault that their brain has been wired this way, because of probably their education, probably the way they've brought up, you know, with their family, with a very like prestige sort of environment, that they have to pick that up, you know, because of their status, because of how well established they are. And I see themselves loving their freedom. I see themselves loving what they own. And they have this sense of non-attachment. They're not really attached to anything, because they understand they can have whatever they want in their life. They're not really attached to any human beings. They're not attached to any sort of like connections or romantic partners in that sense. Yeah, whenever this card shows up, it gives me the feeling that they're sort of ignoring, because they're soaring so high above, and they're sort of ignoring things beneath them. They see them as things that may not be worthy of their time, or they see other people as, you know, if they don't earn the same income, if they're not from the same social background, if they're not from the same like status, I feel like they sort of have ignored the person. They wouldn't acknowledge the person. So that's person A, right? When it comes to person B, the moth, they are very empathic. And I feel like their energy can well match person A's energy, even though they may not come from such a beautiful place. We know moths are just kind of, you know, they lurk in darker places, but they're attached to the flame. So they may not be coming from such a grand prestige sort of background, but they are still very confident. They still know so much intuitively. I see the moth having to go through a lot to be so sure of themselves, of their soul. And this recognition comes from within them, not outside of them. Because from person A's perspective, they love themselves because of the things that they have achieved materialistically. But if you were to take away all their material possession and their status, I think they'll have a very hard time to deal with that, to cope with that loss. And if you take things away from person B, I feel like, first of all, they don't have much to begin with. Not that I'm calling them poor or anything. It's just that they don't need things to reaffirm their value. If they reaffirm the sense of value, they see themselves as already a highly valuable person, and they respect themselves so much. And they're just simply enjoying the moment. And I feel like when they have a very healing presence when they're with others. And I feel like people will often come to person B to get a word of advice or get guidance from person B because of how intuitive and how empathic they are, and also how genuine person B is, because I feel like person B is very tapped into their spiritual side, and they're pretty spiritually gifted, and they also, I feel like there's a lot of guides and angels around person B in order to support on their journey as well. So yeah, even though person B might not come from a place that is same as person A, I feel like they have way more to offer than just the material side of things. And I feel like this connection is being presented by this very high vibrational healing, but there's also this clarity. This is sort of like the crown chakra energy. It's very intuitive. It's not about the material possession. I see this connection is more about the playful banter. This connection is more about that a very psychic bond within these two people. And I feel like person A might come to person B for healing or for their healing presence, because I do feel like person A sometimes can suffer a little bit on like self-sabotaging, or they may have moments of self-doubt and self-reflection where they feel like, oh, I own so much, but yet I'm still unhappy, you know? It's like Britney's song, Lucky. She's so lucky. She's a star, but she cries in her lonely night thinking. You know, she owns a lot, but she's not genuinely happy because there's still things that is lacking within their soul. They don't really feel fulfilled. And I feel like person B has so much to offer person A in that regard, because their life is so fulfilled. They don't base on their values upon materialism, how much they own. Person B base their values on, you know, the connections they have with people, being in the moment, and also connecting with the divine, with their inner self. And they know intuitively that their spirit guides is behind them. Their spirit guides are willing to support them, and I feel like having that knowledge gives them a lot more power than person A. Yeah, and that's why this divine healing card is here. I feel like this is a very healing sort of connection between these two people. And I feel like they're both gaining that clarity in life that, okay, I actually don't need so much to be happy. I don't actually need so much recognition, you know. And person B might even learn from person A that I actually need to work a little bit harder to get, you know, more financially comfortable, because there's only so much I can offer to the people around me when I don't have much financial stability. You know, I can be happy and playful, of course, but if ultimately I don't have the money to buy food, then, you know, this life is not going to be fulfilling. So I feel like they really has so much to learn of each other, and there's so much healing when it comes to this connection here. And I think that's so wonderful, pal, too. I cannot wait to get into the tarot, which we're going to talk about the lessons to be learned for person A and person B. So we're going to leave these cards here. And we're going to ask Spirit Guides for person A, what can they learn from this connection? And what does this connection mean to them for person A? And hopefully by this time you'll be able to find your person or find where you stand, because these energies are quite different. I'm pretty sure you can recognize yourself in one of this person A, person B. So for person A, Spirit, tell me about the lessons that they're meant to learn. And also, what does this connection mean to them? Okay. So we have the Strength. Eight of Pentacles. The Fool card. Lovely. And for our person B, what does this connection mean, and what do they learn from this connection? I feel like person A definitely has a lot to learn when it comes to growing, personal development. It's all about being in that student mindset, because there's so much to learn in this lifetime and we can never know it all. And coming from this really prestigious, like very high status background, I feel like they have to embrace the mindset that they actually don't know it all, and that they're constantly learning and evolving. And yeah, they also have to work hard. They have to realize that there's always hard work involved, and you can't just expect people to, you know, feed you, to buy you nice clothes, nice handbags forever. You can't expect people to look after you forever. I feel like person A has to learn to really work hard for the money, to really work hard for mastering whatever they want to do. Because I feel like person A hasn't spent much time in terms of finding their true purpose. They probably are very well consumed in the materialism of things, and just seeing things superficially without diving into the meaning behind things. So I see them getting power and learning to have that inner strength, respecting others, and not to look down on other people now, because other people actually has so much to offer, you know. And they're learning. They're constantly learning. They recognize there's actually so much they don't know when it comes to this world. And like this universe is just constantly expanding, right? And I feel like this connection serves as a purpose for them to grow, to recognize they need to be stronger, to recognize they need to tame their inner beast, their ego. Sometimes they allow their ego to make all sorts of decisions for them, and sometimes they may regret such harsh decisions that they have made and later regret, because they're not operating from their higher self, because they're not operating from a loving space. And I feel like there's so much to learn from this connection about developing themselves, about learning who they truly are, learning who the reflection is. Usually we have the reflection with the swan card. Learning that, there's so much depth into life, into other side of things. You can't just see everything superficially, and you can never judge a book by its cover. And this is something that this one person has to learn, and to really embrace and to really start all over again in a new beginning with the full card. That there's new opportunity for this person to grow, to learn, to become childish again. Maybe as a child they never had the chance to be themselves, be playful. They probably always have to learn different things, go to different classes. There's so much expectation of them, and I feel like now as an adult, or as they are older, I feel like they can now tap into their inner child again. They're slowly opening their heart up and slowly opening themselves up to play in the dirt, play with the sand. They're not afraid to get dirty, because of their pure white feathers. Like they can actually roll around and mess around in the forest, in the dirt, and generally have fun and plant your feet in the sand to really feel the earth. And I feel like there's so much for this person to experience that they may have even never experienced before. And that's all brand new for this person, and I'm really happy for this person to be like able to expand themselves in this connection. And see the other side of the story. And that's just wonderful, wonderful lessons to learn for person A here. And for person B with the moth, we have the Ace of Wands reverse, the Knight of Wands in reverse, and Five of Swords. Okay. I feel like they have to learn a lot when it comes to their passion. It's quite a different story of person B, because I do feel like they have made a few frivolous actions before when it comes to either their passion. They probably are a little bit hot-headed at times, and I feel like sometimes they may jump into things too rapidly, too quickly, and that it sort of like loses its steam, if you know what I mean. Like one day they may feel like, oh, I want to start this project, and they jump straight to it. Maybe they want to start a painting, and they bought all these like colors and canvas, things like that. And then the next day they're like, oh, actually I don't want to do it. But now they have bought all these colors and canvas and like paint brushes. It's a little too late to say no, to not to start it. So sometimes I feel like maybe they have to plan things ahead and not to be so hot-headed at times. And I feel like person A is an expert when it comes to analytical and planning things. And when it comes to this connection, I feel like person B has a lot to learn also from person A, because of how clear their head is. Like, person A is definitely more logical and more analytical, and they plan things ahead. They're like a planner. And when it comes to making decisions in life, I feel like the moth person definitely has to learn from the swan person how to tone it down, how to just dial it down like a little bit, not to jump into things without second thought, without thinking about the consequences even. And sometimes they can get hurt in the process, you know. When you jump into things too quickly, too soon, and when it is not to their highest good, it can backfire, it can hurt them in the process. And I feel like they have been hurt before by certain people who sort of wanted to take advantage of the moth person's hot-headedness and just their empathy in general, because how empathic they are. And I feel like they won't hesitate to help a stranger. The moth person won't hesitate to help someone in need. But sometimes this sense of kindness can be a little bit detrimental to themselves if they're not in a place of financial stability. If they don't have the means to help others, it can sort of be detrimental to this person being. So yeah, I do feel like when it comes to decision making, when it comes to slowing things down, there's definitely something to learn from this connection. And protecting themselves as well, and protecting their energies, because I feel like person A is very protective of themselves, of their energy, because as we see before, they don't really look at people like that are sort of on the same level, so they really don't allow other people to take advantage of them. They probably don't even want to be associated with that sort of people. So in person B's case, I feel like no matter where you come from, person B will just take you in, because they're so spiritual and loving and caring, and they will just take you in for no reason at all. And sometimes I feel like they need to learn how to balance out their energy, how to say no and reject people, because there's only so much that one person can give. And I feel like these people coming in together in this connection really helps to gain clarity on both sides. And that ultimately helps both persons to grow and evolve and develop themselves in different aspects. And I really love this connection, you guys. Pile number 2. Okay. Now we're going to move on to the last part of the reading, and just to see what things you need to surrender by your spirit guides for your highest good. So for our pile 2's highest good spirit, what do they need to learn to surrender? We know that they have so much to learn. But we want to get final advice for them to surrender. Okay, we have 3 cards. Surrender to miracles. So be open to miracles occurring in your life. Feel and know that these events are real. Let go of any resistance and banish any doubt that miracles can happen. Yeah, pile 2. Believe and miracles will happen. Whether you're person A or person B, believe that the connection is real and believe that the other person is attracted to you for a reason. No matter how this connection plays out to you, you have to believe that we're all here for a reason and we're all here to teach others lesson, right? So yeah, don't forget. Okay, surrender procrastination. Now is the time to jump on a goal instead of putting it off. Taking action will attract success. So yeah, maybe some of you need to stop procrastinating and really act on it. But make sure no impulses, and make sure you're always planning ahead on what to do in order for you to attract that abundance into your life. Really ask your inner self where your inspiration lies, and you will always get the answer you wanted. Surrender to non-action. This is so funny. We have 2 different piles here, like 2 different energies. Now is the time to be still and not act. Simply breathe and focus on your own power. Let others come to you. So we talked about not procrastinating, but we also talk about being able to sit in the moment to gain clarity. So I feel like this could be talking about 2 different aspects of your life. I feel like when it comes to non-action, it applies to most of the human relationships, or it applies to allowing things to unfold naturally. Because when we sit still, when we're in a meditative state, we allow inspirations to come to us. And once we know clearly what we want to achieve, once we have the picture fully painted, then we can start action, right? Okay, my card number 2, that's so beautiful. Alright, I hope you enjoyed your reading. And thank you so much for being here, pile 2. Your likes and subscribes mean the world to me. And I'm sending you tons and tons of love and light. Keep rocking the world out there like a champ, guys. And I believe in you. So, until next time, guys. Ciao. Hey, pile 3. If you've chosen the card, the Sweet, and this is going to be your reading, all about your connection that you're thinking of. So we're going to do this in a person A, person B style, going to gather energy, and whichever you resonate with the most, you can go ahead and claim it. And the other side will be a person's energy. So first off, we're going to tap into pile 3, person A's energy, and the person B. Person A, it's the tiger. Ooh. Person B's energy is represented by the raccoon. And we're going to get some oracle cards to represent their energy shifts as they come into union or alignment together. So for person A, we have innovation, we've got Jupiter in Aquarius, Another one for person A would be enthusiasm, Sun in Sagittarius. For person B, the raccoon person, what's their energy, please, Spirit? Okay, restlessness, Mercury in Aries. I just heard like overthinker. Health, Sun in Virgo. Wow. Let's get some more cards representing their energy shifts. Courage. And for person B, okay, all right. I mean, guess we'll take them. There's love, there's stillness, and there's also joy. So we've got two master number here, 22 and 33. So I need to make some space now that we have so many cards. That's not expected. Okay. One more card for person A, Spirit. Pile 3 is person A. Wow. Getting so many cards lately. What's going on here? Healing, trust, and travel. Wow. Right. And then I want one more card to represent the energy of this connection. So Spirit, let's go. Okay, wow, quick one. That was a quick one. Stargate heart chakra opening, unlocking generosity. Ooh, I love that. Heart chakra. Well, I do feel like there's some sort of romantic feelings going on here, and initially I feel like person A is very enthusiastic and really playful and joyful in their world. Maybe they're doing something really creative and really sparks their joy, and they see every day as a challenge, and they feel very fulfilled in their lives, so they're moving on quite courageously, and they feel like they have this sense of purpose. They've got so much energy reserve, and I feel like they have so much energy to give, and they're just charging and barging through their career, their social circle, and I feel like they're always getting the attentions from the people around them. And yeah, as we move further into the connection here, I see that there might be a sense of separation from person A and person B. I feel like either this person has to move, person A, or there's just some sort of reason that person A and person B are being separated. And they're going through this healing journey. They're going through... Because I feel like person A sees person B as a very giving and loving person. And when they're together, it feels like sparks just fly and there's just so much joy, and they have the same sense of humor, you know, and there's butterflies like everywhere. Butterflies in the gut, right? And it was so vibrant. It's like flowers are blooming, and there's this sense of really easy. Just things are going easy and well for the two people. But then I feel like person A has to leave, has to go somewhere, and then they're just in this state of separating themselves, or they feel like they have lost a part of themselves. But then they're going through this healing journey, they're going through this self-care, self-love journey. And again, healing journey is constant. It's always happening. There's always parts of us that needs to be healed in order to move forward. And I feel like they are trying their best to cope with the loss. Even if you guys aren't being separated, I just feel like there's this sense of, I don't know, emotional detachment, or there's this sense of you guys are not currently together, at least not physically. For some of you, I just get this like, you guys are interconnected in the divine. Like you guys, your hearts are very connected, right? Your minds are very connected. But I feel like there's this stillness going on. So I feel like there's this sense of nothing is happening for the both of you, for person A and person B. And I feel like you guys are both looking at it like, I wonder what happened. Maybe person A definitely has to move, like physical, you know, location wise. They had to leave the country, or they have to leave their city, or there's just a long distance connection here being depicted. So either way, I feel like person A is just letting the universe to take the wheel, to allow things to unfold for them naturally, and at the same time they're doing their absolute best when it comes to this connection, when it comes to opening up their heart, because they feel like person B helps them to open themselves up more. And I feel like person B allows person A to become vulnerable with them, and that's very, very rare, because usually person A is not the type who shows a lot of their emotions. They sort of bury their emotions. But I feel like when person A and person B are together, or when they're talking, when they're in the connection, person A feels very safe to be vulnerable with their emotions, safe to share a deeper part of themselves. And I feel like there's no one in life or in their current life that allows them to do that. And I feel like they're healing from the loss. They're healing from maybe their broken heart. Okay, so we're going to look at person B now. I do feel like person B has so much feelings for person A as well. And the fact that I heard like overthinker, so person B might be overthinking and even losing sleep over person A. Person B might be like thinking a lot in their head. There might be a time where person B feels very depressed and not sure what to do, what the next step is, and they feel like maybe person A just don't care. Person B had to go through a lot of emotional like roller coaster, because some days person B would be very happy to be able to connect with person A, but some days person A probably don't have the time for person B, and person B feels kind of upset, or it feels very stagnant. Feels like person A is sort of going hot and cold on person B. And I feel like person B really enjoys the communication, the connection with person A. I see them learning to taking care of themselves again. They are trying to look after themselves more. Person B is trying to look after their health, look after their mental well-being, and surround themselves with friends. And also, person B is trying to become a better version of themselves. I feel like whatever happened in this connection, both person A and person B has learned to open up part of their heart, but then something happened and they had to close off again, or they have to learn to deal with the loss. But I feel like deep down, these two people, they have so much love for each other, and they're willing to sacrifice and open up for each other. But sometimes things just can be out of our control, and things don't work out the way we want it to be. But yeah, regardless, this is a very loving connection, very strong and deep emotional bond. So yeah, we're going to tap into the tarot cards to see what exactly the meaning of this connection is, and lessons to learn for both person A and person B. And hopefully by now you get the sense of idea where you sit in this dynamic, whether you're person A or person B. Hopefully you recognize your own energy in this connection. So we may now move on to the tarot. What does this connection mean to person A, Spirit, for pile number 3? What does this connection mean for person A, for pile 3? And also the lessons behind. Anything else? Okay. We have the Four of Wands reverse. Yeah, I do feel like this person has to leave home, or something about their home life is being disrupted. Okay, we have Five of Wands reverse, and we also have the Ace of Cups. So pop them here, and then we get into person B's lessons and meanings for person B. Oh, don't do that. An outburst. It's really hard. There's an outburst. Okay. Anything else for person B, Spirit? Okay, so we have the hang one, which is the hangman. We have Five of Swords, and we also have the Lovers in reverse. Okay. So for person A here with the tiger, I feel like they have to learn to embrace the change. They have to learn to embrace that sometimes they have to give up an argument. I see them being very headstrong here, and I see them being always wanted to be right, always wanted to come out on top, and I feel like that has to do them no good, obviously, and even up to a point where they are being defeated, but they just wanted to be the right person. Always, you know, it's more like their ego talking, that they always want to become the right one in any sort of argument, in any sort of situation. So I do feel like person A and person B may have had a fallout, may have had some sort of argument where person A left the situation, or person A just insists on being the right one, and ultimately that leads to that leads to some sort of trouble or separation. So the lesson here for person A here, in terms of this connection, I do feel like they have to learn to let go of their ego a little bit and learn to listen to their inner guidance. Because of the Ace of Cups here, I feel like they have to tap into their inner feelings, because even though they try to open up a little bit more, there are still times, especially when two people have different perspectives or different perspectives. I feel like person A always insists on being the right one, always insists on hiding their emotions and not wanting to feel vulnerable in that scenario. I do feel like person A is a little bit more of the masculine of this connection. Not necessarily, but I say it because I feel like they have quite a strong ego, and it comes off as quite masculine and mature. And I feel like Spirit is, using this connection for them to remind them that sometimes they need to lean into their feminine side. They need to lean into their emotional and more intimate side and allow themselves to open up. Instead of always insist on being the right one, instead of always trying to come out on top but losing everyone else. I think that's very important. So yeah, hopefully person A can tap into spirituality, can tap into their more compassionate side and willing to give part of their time and energy to feel for others, to learn a little bit of how others think, and learn the different side of the story, and don't always look at the world from their own perspective, from their own ego point of view. Yeah, because I feel like if they continue like that, then there'll be more and more situation where they're really forced to like reevaluate their life, reevaluate the way of living. Yeah, and they have to always like run into conflicts with others because of their ego. So it's definitely a very, very strong lesson here for person A to learn from Spirit. And let's hop into person B now. So we have the Hanged One, okay, and the Lovers. Yeah, I feel like person B has to endure a lot of pain as well. And when it comes to this connection, because I feel like person B just have so much love for person A, and for person A to like just not reciprocating, or the person A is just not really giving person B what they want and what they deserve emotionally, it really breaks their heart. And I feel like Spirit is saying this connection for person B acts as a catalyst for person B to reevaluate their life and look at their life in a different perspective and try to understand there are certain people in life that are not enlightened, that are non-spiritual, and we have to respect that. We cannot force someone to become spiritual. We cannot force someone to be enlightened, to learn empathy, to learn to empathize others and think about others from the other person's point of view. So as an empath, I feel like person B has to learn to accept that side of thing as well, has to accept that person A, this is person A. This is how person A is going to behave. And there is no point in trying to change a person's behavior when they're not willing to, or when they're not ready to. And I feel like, yes, it is a very painful challenge for person B to endure, and it feels like they're losing part of themselves as well, person B. And I really do feel for you if you're person B, my power 3. And the candle just flickered, so I do feel like you guys are very loving, very empathic, so most of you could be potentially be the raccoon here. So I'm sending you tons of love, and just know that this connection here acts as a catalyst to make you a stronger person, to make you a more empathic person, to make you learn to see other perspective as well. You know, when you love a person, let's say when you love a flower, you don't just pluck it. You allow it to present the way it is, right? You allow for it to just being planted in the pot or in the ground. And you're not just going to pluck it and like hug it to sleep, right? Because it'll die off. So this person is the same. I feel like they sort of belong somewhere else. And in their environment, we can only wish them the best. We can only wish them all the love in the world. And yeah, lovingly let them go, if that's what it ultimately comes down to. Lovingly embrace the change. And I feel like this is the lesson that the universe and your spirit guides wants you to learn. And never lose hope, my pal number 3. Because you're so empathic and because you have so much love to give, and that is why we are teaching a lot of people empathy as well. We are teaching a lot of people how to love. We're teaching people what love truly feels, because we are, you know, loving with our very best, with our open heart. And I do feel like person A is sensing that from you. And I feel like your loving energy will eventually open them up. But I feel like it does take time for someone who operates from an ego point of view to learn different side of the story, and to like learn that, you know, such love exists. No matter what happens, you know, you're fully supportive and you're fully loving. And I feel like both of your heart chakras are definitely rejuvenating and healing, and there's a lot of healing here for the both of you. So I'm getting to the last part of the reading here for you, Pile 3. Let's get some messages from your spirit guides. What do Pile 3 need to learn to surrender? Sometimes we need to surrender to the universe for our highest good. And when we love something, we don't need to attach ourselves to it, because any strong attachment is ultimately unhealthy. And we have to learn to surrender and trust. Yeah, surrender to trust. Trust yourself and your decisions. Don't be swayed by other people's strong opinions about what to do. Take action and be confident that you've chosen the right path. Surrender to trust. Surrender to non-action. Now's the time to be still and not act. Simply breathe and focus on your own power and let others come to you. Yes, my Power 3. Focusing on loving, focusing on healing yourself, focusing on your self-journey, and allow others to come to you. Because the people who are meant to be in your life, they're ultimately going to be attracted to you. And here we go. Surrender to receiving support and love. Allow the love and support of others in. Rather than trying to handle everything yourself, this can take the pressure off and simultaneously nurture you. Yeah. Surrender to receiving and trusting that it will all come in divine timing. And I feel like once you've healed yourself, Pile 3, you will receive all the love and support that the universe has prepared for you. Oh, Pile 3, thank you so much for being here with me, and I hope you've enjoyed your reading. Your likes and subscribes mean the world to me, and I'm sending you all my love and light to you. You deserve it. Now keep rocking the world like a champion, guys, and I believe in you. Until next time. Ciao!